Good morning, afternoon, evening. Thank you for joining me for another video. I'm just going to dive right on into this. Elon Musk, how dare you? How dare you? I'm not really all that upset at Elon Musk. I know people are like just pissed at him right now. He tweeted, if you've been living under a rock, that Tesla has stopped accepting payment in Bitcoin because of environmental concerns with the mining process of Bitcoin. It's just the irony is insane. Um, you know, oh my goodness, I don't even want to get into it. There's something fishy about this because Jack Dorsey 3 weeks ago tweeted about how there's a major incentive, and actually the end result of Bitcoin causing all of this energy usage is a cleaner Earth. And Elon agreed with that. He said, true. And not only that, but 75% of crypto is mined using renewable energy, which I don't think any hippie really understands that. And they have an incentive. They're going to have more and more have an incentive to continue using renewable energy to mine. This is going to be a non-issue 10 years from now. But Elon gave us the buying opportunity of the year, and so I bought the dip. I hope you buy the dip if it dips lower, which I could absolutely see. I hope you buy the dip even more. I will pull deep in my pockets and add more money to it. So yesterday was a perfect storm in the sense that, all right, we look at the stock market. Actually, I'm going to go to Yahoo Finance real quick. I think that things are, the futures, oh, they're up a little bit. Okay, that's good. Yesterday was a bloody day for the stock market. And one thing you got to understand is that the stock market and crypto markets are correlated a bit. So you think back to March of 2020 when all the coronavirus fears happened. The stock market crashed very hard, got down to like the Dow got down to $19,000 and then bounced back sharply. Well, Bitcoin crashed to $3,000. And I want to point this out. In crypto's entire existence, we have not gone through a market crash. Like, it would have been very interesting to see what would have happened in 2008 when the markets crashed with crypto, especially if Bitcoin was in the middle of a bull run. That would have been fascinating. So what happens when the stock market crashes and Bitcoin and other cryptos are in the middle of a bull run? It's just going to be very interesting to see what happens whenever that day comes. And so that happened yesterday. Bitcoin got down from, wicked up to about 58,000 at around 4 p.m. yesterday. It got all the way down to 53.6, which was the bottom for the flash crash on Monday was about 53.6. So we were forming a nice double bottom pattern. And we were climbing back, and I think if Elon didn't tweet that we would have climbed back, gotten the 56, 57 range, and then we would have seen from there. But Elon tweeted, and we dumped really hard. And so now, I'm not too excited about this recovery. I mean, aside from, look at that wick right there. This is a 30-minute chart. We wicked all the way down to 46, which is right. We hit the 21 weekly EMA, which I'm going to talk about in a second. That's pretty significant and bounced really hard off of that. And now we're just kind of like, where are we going to go? What are we going to do? We are not out of the woods. I want to be entirely upfront with you about that. And so what I want to do is share with you I'm going to share a Patreon post that I just typed and published. And so I'm hoping that my patrons don't mind. I'm going to share one post. I share lots and lots of content that are not available to the public, but this one will be. So what's next? Several different scenarios. I'm not going to read this. I'm just going to summarize it. And let me give you my first two things. Here is what's not going to happen, okay? Number one, Elon Musk did not end the bull run. Elon Musk has no power to end the bull run. Governments, the United States government does not have power to end this bull run. They could come out and say that they're taxing crypto at 99%. That will for sure cause a crash in the short run, but all that it will do is it'll extend the bull run, that it'll create the buying opportunity of a lifetime, and then will recover, and then the United States government would not have that bullet in its chamber, and other countries would absolutely thrive while the United States flounders with its crippling trillions of dollars of debt. Okay, so Elon Musk is probably the most influential business person when it comes to short-term price action with crypto, but he has no power to end this bull run. The indicators are clear, the metrics are clear that we have formed an amazing foundation with Bitcoin and other cryptos, and nothing is going to stop that. So no, Elon Musk did not end the bull run. He's only solidified our foundation. You know, weak hands have been shaken out. Yesterday was a perfect storm for weak hands to be shaken out. Now, that doesn't mean we're out of the woods. There are some concerns moving forward, so here's another one that I think is not going to happen. We're not going to have a sharp bounce back from this. I mean, it's pretty clear already. You look at the price action that we haven't had a sharp bounce back from this, but think back to a few weeks ago. Remember that flash crash to $51,000 when there was a big storm of this tweet that sent that the government was going to crack down on money laundering with crypto. There was that hash rate crash because of the mudslide in China. There was Joe Biden's announcement that he wanted to increase capital gains tax. So all three of those things caused a pretty heavy crash over the week. Oh, and it took, we flash crashed down to 41,000, and then we crashed, I shouldn't call it a crash, but corrected down to 47,000 and bounced from there. It took a while to recover from that, and we never fully recovered from that. And I see a similar scenario working out here where it's just going to take a while. We're not bouncing back from this in a day or even a week or maybe even 2 weeks. I think the rest of May, now I had May circled on my calendar as like a month that I was looking forward to. I think those days are gone because of this perfect storm of the stock market crapping the bed and Elon Musk tweeting this. There are ramifications for corporations now that Elon Musk has tweeted these concerns, because all these people following Elon Musk and listening to him are now like, well, yeah, man, Bitcoin is bad for the environment. And so institutions have a potential PR crisis if they're going to get into Bitcoin now. I think you give it a month or two to blow over, and then we'll see. But even so, I think the price of Bitcoin can continue to rise in that we are going to be forming some kind of bottom soon if we haven't already. So, no sharp bounce back. It's not happening. So, but I laid out 5 scenarios in this Patreon post that I could see moving forward. I started with the most pessimistic possibilities. So, market conditions, Elon's tweet causes us to create a sort of artificial double top similar to 2013. It's hard for me to actually find a Bitcoin chart in 2013. I'm sure TradingView has one. I don't use TradingView very much, but let me pull up the MVRVZ score, and you can see 2013. I'm a huge MVRVZ score proponent, and 2013 kind of illustrates here a blow-off double top. You can actually see the blue line here. That is an indicator where in 2017 we shot up to, not 2013, we shot up to, what was it? Something like $200 something dollars, and then crashed to the 70s. And then very shortly after that shot up to $1,300 or $1,200 and then went into the bear market. And so I'm not expecting anything nearly as dramatic as what happened in 2013. I'm not suggesting we had our peak of about $64,000. I am by no means suggesting that we are going to go down to the 20s, but sort of a artificial double top where we go down to maybe like $40,000, maybe even a little bit below that. Now, I don't think that that's going to happen. I think it's unlikely, But I just posted that there as like this needs to be in your minds as the realm of possibility with that foundation secure, that the foundational knowledge that this bull run is nowhere near over. I'm telling you guys, if you're questioning that, you need to do more research. Go to glassnode.com and pull up any chart that you can find. Go to Twitter, follow William Clemente III. He has access to level 3 Glassnode data, which costs $800 a month. And look at the stuff that he posts there. We are nowhere near the end of this bull run. And so I see $40,000, if it gets anywhere near there, as just a wonderful, unheard of, unexpected buying opportunity. But again, I don't think that's going to happen. I think it is more likely. This is a little bit less bearish. I talked about the 21 EMA. We have a double bounce off the weekly 21 EMA and then shoot up from there. So like I said, we bounced off of the 21 EMA, weekly EMA. And now I could see a scenario, and that was about $46,000. I could see a scenario where we dip again, do a double bottom to the 21 weekly EMA, and then shoot up from there. That's definitely more in the realm of possibility. That would put us around $46,000 for Bitcoin, and then it shoots up. And the interesting thing about this is we're still ahead of schedule in comparison to 2017. You got to understand that 2017. We bounced off the 21 weekly EMA 7 different times, and that proved to be a major level of support for us. And so in this bull run so far, we have not touched the 21 weekly EMA until yesterday. So again, even at $49,729, wherever we are at this moment with Bitcoin, we are ahead of schedule. I know it's frustrating, especially when we saw Bitcoin over $64,000 a few weeks ago, but we're ahead of schedule still. So, just keep that in mind, some perspective. We're just fine with Bitcoin. It's just, we stretch ourselves out to this point where it's like, ooh, 64,000. That means we must be getting to 100,000 soon. When actually, no, we're just going to drag it out, and the day is coming. I still see a $200,000 price target for Bitcoin this year. Nothing has changed, in my opinion, with that. Am I less confident? Sure, maybe I'm a little less confident, but I still think it's going to go to $200,000. I think it's going to be a sharp incline to $200,000. All right, option 3 and option 4 are very much related, and then option 5 is just a one-sentence thing. But option 3, Bitcoin winter, option 1 of Bitcoin winter. Listen, I don't mean this terminology to make it seem like we're entering this long, cold stretch of Bitcoin. What I really mean by that is just looking at it as seasons, that we have 3 month, winter's 3 months, just like every other season. And so maybe there's like a 2 to 3 month stretch where Bitcoin just, instead of climbing like we would expect it to, that it just stays flat. This is a scenario that I don't entirely see happening as well. But my concern is, again, the PR issues, potential PR issues with institutions buying Bitcoin right now. We've seen throughout this bull run major institutional adoption with Bitcoin. That is going to continue one day, but in the moment, now they have this potential PR crisis where, they're talking about, all right, hey, we're going to buy Bitcoin. And then all of a sudden, all these people who own their stock or whatever, these hippies, whoever could influence them, is like, didn't you see what Elon tweeted? Bitcoin is bad for the environment. And so that's on their minds. It's like that wasn't on their radar from a public image perspective recently, up until yesterday, but now it's on their radar even more so than ever before. And so that might prevent some companies from getting in on this, some institutions from getting in on this when they were already very strongly considering it. It might delay it. I firmly believe that all NYSE publicly traded corporations will one day own Bitcoin. There's just no escaping it. And so, only 5% of them do now. But yeah, there, and what does that mean for the crypto markets? So here's Bitcoin winner option one. Maybe that means that all cryptos are just going to follow suit with Bitcoin like they always have before. But then a Bitcoin winner option two, I think is more likely between the two of them. I'm not saying that either of these are going to happen, but I could see a possibility where Ethereum decouples from Bitcoin and it just continues its steady march high. Maybe even institutions are like, well, I can't buy Bitcoin. I'm going to buy the next best thing, and they're going to pour even more money into Ethereum, and then all other cryptos kind of follow Ethereum leads while Bitcoin stagnates. And if that's the case, I am going to be a very eager buyer of Bitcoin 2 to 3 months from now, and I'm going to take a lot of my gains in other cryptos and put it into Bitcoin, please. That's probably the one that I'm most excited about. And then option 5, Bitcoin just takes a few weeks to bounce back and other cryptos follow suit. We end up forgetting that Elon ever tweeted about the environmental effects of Bitcoin. This might be the most likely scenario here. There is going to be no Bitcoin crash, and it's going to take some time. Just remember those two things. But I am still as bullish as ever with Bitcoin and with crypto in general. I forgot to take a look at this chart here, is that all of those bounces throughout 2017 off of the weekly 21 EMA. So anyway, let me know your thoughts. I hope you're not scared. I hope you didn't get scared into selling, but you've got to do your own research. This is not financial advice. Disclaimer, do your own research before investing your hard-earned money. I hope you have a good rest of your week and that you buy the dips, not financial advice. All right, peace.